Class is back. No whiteboard, just me up close again. I want to talk about something I kind of touched on my last video. My last video, I was talking a little bit about boundaries, but it was digital boundaries. Now let's do it a little bit different. Let's talk about self-boundaries. One thing I've come to learn is one way to avoid burnout is setting self-boundaries. Now here's the main areas where I see it, like with myself, with some of my colleagues, with my students, right? I feel like the world right now is running on caffeine for some reason. We got all these new energy drinks, pre-workouts, Celsius or whatever it is. You got 5 Hour Energy. You can pretty much go anywhere and get a quick little dose of caffeine. Now, what I think it is because we're all lacking sleep. Most people are like exhausted. They're either super stressed out with work, family, they're trying to balance it out, and everyone tells you the gym is therapy. But a lot of the times, people are on the gym kind of like running on E, so they get that caffeine or that pre-workout, right? So you'll kind of see it sometimes whenever you'll see somebody who has kind of like the cortisol face, like where they're overly stressed out face, kind of puffy. And you're like, yo, have you been getting enough sleep? And it's just a resting matter, right? Setting a self boundary of I need rest. Now, when I need rest, that means a couple things. That means I need to limit my caffeine because that interrupts my rest. That also means I need to create the boundary of being okay saying no. You're gonna have to say no to some stuff to miss out in order to build for the long term, right? And it could be me saying no to myself. So one of my big things is I like the sweets. I feel like I'll put in a good workout or I'll have a really good class. Everyone's engaged. It's exciting. It feels like it's Coachella, right? Everyone's having a good time. And then I'll think, okay, let me treat myself. Now, when I compound how many times I've treated myself, that's where I can't burn that off enough in the gym, right? So I have to set that boundary with myself. Now, lastly, we tend to have a lot of anxiety with how we communicate because we don't want things to be misread. I've had to set a boundary with myself where I'm not going to overthink text messages. Either I send it out or I respond to it, and that's that. I put it out to the universe, right? I send it to the person. I'm not trying to decipher what they're saying. I'm not trying to break down what mood they're in. I'm also not overanalyzing what I'm saying. I said what I said, right? It was my instinct at the time. It was my intuition. If I need to apologize, I'll do that later. I'll rather do that than burn a bunch of energy trying to figure out where I went wrong, right? So I have to set these boundaries with myself. It's like putting your phone down so you don't doom scroll, right? Now, these are small things, but these are things a lot of the time we forget about, and I see it all the time. Again, since I'm a business professor, I teach a lot of students that are glued to their phones, right? I see a lot of people in the gym, and I see them turn it up on energy drink, going crazy, right? So these are things that I see, so I'm like, why not talk about what it is and where it comes from, and how do we start to fix this? Setting those self-boundaries, and I hope that it helped.